Okay, you guys, it is day 3 of the early morning routine challenge. Now, up until this point, you have been waking up 30 to 60 minutes earlier every morning. You've been taking some actions to bring your personal why to life, and you've become more and more aware of your own needs. But this is the part where we begin to get a little more practical and we actually begin to create a morning practice. Now, I call it a practice because practicing is something that you do repeatedly and regularly in order to create a habit or routine. It's more of a way of doing things rather than a rigid list of steps. And then eventually, over time, our practice can turn into a habit or a routine. Now, having a morning practice is essential for not just waking up and being tired and bored and purposeless in the morning, because let's face it, nobody wants to be bored that early in the morning. So you want your mornings to be intentional and fulfilling so that you can step into your day with purpose. Does that sound good? Your morning practice, or any practice for that matter, has to engage your entire self. It's going to be really hard to bring yourself into your practice in the morning if you're not actually activating your whole self. We were created with a spirit, a soul, and a body. Our body is the physical thing that we live in. Our spirit is the part of us that connects to God. And our soul is the very human part of us, our mind, our will, and our emotions. Everything about us is interconnected. It all works together. So if one part isn't working well, then the others are going to suffer. Our bodies might be in great shape, but if our souls, our emotions, and our thought life are swirly and chaotic, we're not actually living a whole and abundant life. It all has to work together in tandem. And so we have to pay attention to what's going on inside of every facet of our being, our spirits, our souls, and our bodies. And we have to engage all of them together in order to be able to show up to our life. So when we're creating a morning routine, we have to actively engage all three so that we can show up in our days. So I'm going to give you a little picture of what my morning routine looks like. My alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m. I wake up, I get out of bed, I don't think about it, I just wake up. I go into the kitchen, I light a candle, I make my coffee, and while my coffee is brewing, I start unpacking the dishwasher. Sometimes I'll fold a load of laundry while listening to a podcast. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's starting to move my body. I can feel the exhaustion in my body. And as I start to unpack the dishwasher, that blood gets going, it's flowing throughout my body, my brain's starting to turn on, it's getting my body moving so that I can actually start showing up to the day. And so then I'm listening to a podcast, folding my laundry, drinking my coffee. After I get a couple of those things done, I go and I sit on the couch and I read my Bible. I sometimes do a plan, I sometimes read a book, other times I'll just pull up scripture and read my Bible. And then after I've finished my coffee, finished reading my Bible, I'll get dressed and I will do a workout while listening to a business or a psychology podcast. And so I want to kind of paint a picture of how my spirit, my soul, and my body are actually being engaged in my morning practice. My body is moving when I start to do the tasks and the chores, and also when I'm doing the workout. It's getting the blood flowing in my body, and it's giving me energy and it's waking me up. My soul is being activated by, I'm listening to a podcast. I'm starting to my mind is going places. I'm starting to think about different things. My emotions are being woken up of when I'm listening to this podcast, sometimes I'll journal a little bit in the morning just to kind of get my soul to process if it needs to process. And then my spirit, while I'm reading my Bible, my spirit is actively engaging with God. And so all three are coming alive in my morning practice so that all of me can show up to my day. And so this is your homework. I want you to pull out a piece of paper or your phone, and I want you to create your morning practice, spirit, soul, and body. So with your spirit, I want you to ask, how can I engage with God every single morning? For your soul, how can I engage my mind and my emotions this morning? And then your body, how can I engage my body? All three have to show up every morning. Otherwise, only part of us is going to show up to our day. So that is your homework. Create a morning practice. Wake up that 30 to 60 minutes earlier. Do one thing that's moving you towards your why by doing some self-care activities, and then start to implement this morning practice. This is what's going to kind of slowly start creating that routine for you, is by actually writing out a morning practice of something that you're going to do every single day when you wake up, so that you're actually showing up to your day with purpose.